Lindsay here with Storybrooke Family Farm. So I wasn't able to get all of the hemlock done on Friday when I started it, but it is clearly a lot better than it was. If you guys didn't see the picture that I posted on Facebook, this all was pretty much like clear up to my chest. Like it was a lot. It was actually very time consuming to try to work on pulling out the different branches to then cut them up and all that sort of a thing, just because of how they were pruned off the tree. They were just like chopped and dropped basically. So it made it kind of treacherous to try to gain access to it. But so I ended up with a pretty nice size pile of firewood here. It's obviously going to get moved. We did set up a whole bunch of pallets along the pines, just because that area has full sun exposure pretty much all day long, making it really ideal to get firewood to dry and to season properly. That's actually been something that we've struggled with on this property because of how much shade there is and how wet of a place it is. It's been honestly kind of difficult to get our firewood to stay dry enough and seasoned enough, especially too when you're only in a place for, this was our second winter here. We didn't have that much leeway when we first got here to, cut up firewood and let it cure, things of that nature. But so yeah, I got most of the walnut taken care of on Wednesday and Thursday, and then on Friday I did a little bit more. We did have our daughter come out on Friday to help pick up all of the walnut that we had, because this whole area of the yard here, like, you couldn't even walk. There was just tons and tons and tons of logs everywhere. So she ended up coming out and using the lawnmower to, in the cart to basically move everything. Later on this week, my dad's going to come out with his saw to help me finish cutting up all of this big stuff here. So this one here, I'm actually able to cut most of that up by myself with my little saw, but it's going to be way, way, way faster and more energy efficient if he can just come out with his big gas-powered saw and just boom, 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 get them all done, and then we can just roll them over to here. So this is where we decided to put our firewood for this year, because it seems like everything with our homestead has to keep moving around and being repositioned and reconfigured. So this is option number 3 of where we're putting firewood. It's been kind of frustrating and kind of tiring to have to keep rearranging our homestead so many times due to things that are way beyond our control. But eventually something will find the place that it sticks, I suppose. I mean, I don't even know which way is up anymore, to be quite honest with you guys, and it's been a bit of a struggle. But yeah, at least we got almost a whole year's worth of firewood already gathered up. If we calculated everything that we didn't burn from last year that's already cut, we definitely are sitting pretty walking into this coming winter, in terms of how much wood we have and things of that nature. But to be honest with you guys, I've been struggling quite a bit recently with the whole aspect of where to put the garden, what to do with the garden. I did put more pressure on the county to figure out when they're doing the septic. So hopefully my pestering and annoying, that whole saying, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. I've been squeaking a lot lately, just because it's been over a year and a half since the septic failed, over a year and a half of moving everything around to different places, never knowing where something can stay, never knowing where, is going to be disrupted again or anything of the sort. But so this past couple weeks, it's become very apparent to me, as it's become more like springtime weather, that I'm actually not okay with this. That it's been really difficult to, try to find the silver lining in it, to try to stay optimistic about it, when it's just been like basically ever since we got this place, one hurdle after another, after another, after another, to try to climb over and tackle these obstacles. And it's been rough. It's been really hard. It's been hard on me mentally to try to keep myself inspired to want to grow more food, and it's been hard. I was trying to watch a video this morning, like a podcast type thing that Joe Winger had put out about like raised beds and different ideas for it, and I ended up having to shut it off after just a few minutes, because I'm like, I'm gonna cry. I quite literally feel like I'm going to cry whenever I think about the garden situation here. It just makes me want to tear up, because I've put so much energy and effort into building the soil up here where the garden's at, where it was at, now the geese are at. I've put so much energy and work and effort into it, just to watch it all dissipate right in front of me. It's hard. It's also hard knowing that there's really not another good spot on this property to do this thing, and that it's going to be very labor intensive on my back to build raised beds, to do anything different. It's really hard. I keep trying to find the silver lining, and I keep feeling really blocked and really like creatively blocked too. So that makes it so it's really hard for me to try to film, because I keep wanting to just be like, dang, this sucks. And I know that from a content point, you guys don't want to keep hearing me whine about, a crappy, pun intended, situation. So yeah, I've been doing good with getting the wood taken care of, but like I said, I'm pretty much to the point where I have nothing else I can do. You know, my little saw can't do nothing for a trunk that's this big. And I'm probably never going to own a saw big enough that I can do something like that because, well, I don't really like splitting firewood. I don't really like dealing with really heavy things, so it is what it is. But yeah, I am going to actually quit yakking so that way I can finish getting the hemlock cut up the rest of the way, so that way the ducks and geese can continue their normal walkway. That really screwed them up pretty badly with the hemlock down there, because you couldn't even, like, as soon as you stepped out the back door, pretty much you're like, bam, here's tree. Like, you couldn't see through it, couldn't do nothing. So yeah, it's been a big work in progress, but today is a very windy day out. The clouds are beautiful though. I keep looking around and looking up, and I'm like, at least it's pretty. It's a nice day to be outside despite the wind. So anyways, that's it for today. I'm going to get busy trying to get the rest of this cut and go really slow and steady. Last night I didn't sleep very much at all just because of how much my back has been hurting. This has been ongoing for the last several weeks, and from using the chainsaw so much with cutting up the walnut and stacking wood and picking wood up and things of that nature, like, it's also re-aggravated the old collarbone injury that I had last year. So yeah, that's been a bit of a struggle to not be able to sleep because everything hurts so bad. Yeah, it's been hard. This has been a very difficult and challenging last several days, just trying to figure out where to move forward to, not move forward to, but, you know, where to put the garden, what to do, you know, if it's even a thing this year. It's kind of hard because for the last several years, the garden has been something that's filled me with a lot of passion and inspiration and just like light and sustenance, like, you know, just feeding myself from it. It's really hard for me to look at this space this year and go, I don't even know if it's possible. Like, to be honest, that's how I keep feeling. I don't even know where we would put raised beds at this point. We pretty much have to wait until the septic is done, so then we can see what we have left, what land we have left, what usable space we have left, and to see basically how destroyed and decimated the yard is, and what's left for pasture space for the ducks and geese and for the rabbits. So it's just kind of been hard the last few days, as I've spent so much time working in this general vicinity here, looking over the land going, well, gee, I can't see it. And for me, I'm one of them people, I'm a very visual person, visual type of, that is really hard to say. Basically, for me, I can't really move forward with an action until, like, I have the vision of it, or I dream it, or something of the sort like that. You know, once I see it in my mind's eye, then I can go ahead and I can tackle it and I can do it. But because I can't see it here, it makes it very hard for me to keep pushing forward, to say the least. It's just been a period of struggle. It's the best way I could put it. But we did score some pallets this weekend. We ended up getting like 17 pallets given to us, so that was nice to get that. And then we also got hay too, which definitely did not help my back. But you know, we're good now for another month on hay, so that'll be good. We got enough pallets that I can do pretty much anything I need to now. We can, you know, put more pallets up against the property line over there, and then stack more wood on it, and just, I don't even know. At this point, I flat out, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know what God's plan is in all of this. I don't know what the future holds for the layout of this homestead, because as it stands right now, this is like the 5th time that we've moved things around, something of the sort like that, and it's really tiring to have to keep rebuilding and reconfiguring and redoing things. So it's just feeling very discouraged, to say the least. Actually quite extremely discouraged. But yeah, so hopefully you guys find some sort of inspiration today. Probably not from this video, but you know, it is what it is. So anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.